Well, YouTube, I know it's been a while. As you can see, I haven't changed much. Not really, anyway. It's my new diggins. First time in my life I have a garage to park in. Oh, it's a wonderful thing. I'll never get tired of it. After I moved back from Red Wing, I moved in with my grandfather. Basically, the whole lower half of the house is mine. I rent. After my Saturn died, I had an accident. A lady run a stop sign and I wound up T-boning her. I bought this 1996 Pontiac Bonneville with 227,000 on it. It's been an okay car. I paid $13.50 for it. And I've always wanted a Bonneville. This kind of just fell in my lap. Somebody I knew was selling them, and I decided I was gonna go ahead and purchase it. I've now sold it because, as you can see, when I walked over here, that's actually my new car. But seeing as the Bonneville is going to go away, we're going to start here. There's really nothing wrong with it. It has a recently rebuilt transmission with the upgrade. These sometimes have a problem with their overdrive, so it had an upgrade. They did something with the gearing so that it's a newer model and it doesn't have that problem. Just your base run-of-the-mill Bonneville. Runs like a top. It's absolutely wonderful. Mechanically, I had to do an EGR valve because I had a bad habit of choking. And for a while there I could get rid of it by stomping on the gas at a stoplight or whatever when it decided to choke, but eventually it wouldn't stop doing it, so I had to go ahead and do that. The exhaust is kind of loud on it. Trust your 3800. My first Series 2 that I've ever owned. Still, even with all them miles on it, it still gets up and moves. The engine actually has less miles than the vehicle. The vehicle for the engine only has 150,000 on it. Typical AC clutch noise. For those of you that don't know, an EGR valve is a really easy fix on these cars. It's just this here. You pull off that wire, and of course you got to get rid of this cover first. Take off them two bolts and make sure your gasket's clean. It's as simple. It took me all of 5 minutes, but it's an expensive part, a very expensive part. But all in all, she's a good runner. Has a trailer hitch on it too, but you can't see it. And now for the Taurus. My dad traded in his yellow Neon, and I happened to look to see how much they were selling it for. And then I saw this. It's a 2004. And it's only done 69,000 miles. Other than a few minor blemishes, this car actually is in really good shape. And as for this rust, my salesman has promised to help me fix that. He's got some touch-up paint. I'm gonna sand it down and put some Rust-Oleum on it before we put the touch-up paint on, so then we'll be good to go. And it looks to me like it might have been in a hailstorm, although it's not real noticeable. And we had this dent here they attempted to try and fix, but you can't really see it unless the car is dirty. 69,000 miles, and that is a 24.4 average. I've gotten almost 28 with this so far when you do it at the pump, because you can actually add two to this. My buddy has an identical 2005, and he has darn near 200,000 miles on it. The only thing he's ever done to it pretty much is a transmission. Oh, come on, Rachel. Sometimes the hood on this has a little bit of a mind of its own. There we go. Little stiff. It looks to me like it might have been a little old lady car, because everything is just clean as can be. Listen how quiet that is. Like I said, 69,000 miles. Sold my life for 3 years for it, but for a car this nice, where do you touch the mileage? Where do you find a car with that low mileage in Minnesota? Like I said, 69,000 miles for $6 grand. You can't find it, even with the blemishes that are on it. Where do you find it? Pretty hard to find. I've got some minor work to do. I need to redo a couple of the speakers. This is another thing that's common to Tauruses, is these come off of there. I don't know why. As long as there's no door panel screws in there, I'm gonna glue it back up in there. Now I plan to put my desk, or my deck in here. I just haven't done it yet. It's an expensive fix on these cars. I'm told it can be upwards of $150 to buy the parts. And I really should do a tutorial. This car only came with one key. I bought this on Amazon for $7.50 with shipping and handling. And the dealer will tell you, oh, you got to come here to get this done. I say baloney. I've had a website on there that showed me how to do it, and I was able to do it in under 30 seconds. But the commands on these Fords, you've got to be awful quick or you're going to miss out. What you do is you cycle the ignition 8 times, ending with on. You don't actually start the car, you just cycle it on and off. And the locks will cycle. It will bang in here a couple times. You hit the one button on your remote, any button, it doesn't matter. You want to hit your new one, your old one first, and then your new one. The locks will cycle after each time, and then you're clear to hit the second button on the remote. And once that's done, then it will cycle, and either free to take off or shut the car off, whatever you want to do. So simple. The sad part is with the keys is you still have to have them programmed. And the Ford dealers want $50. But if you have 2 working keys, you can do it yourself in much the same fashion. There's lots of websites out there that can tell you how to do it. It's ridiculousness to pay a dealer $50 for something that'll only take 10 minutes, but because I only have 1 working key, I can't do it myself. So anyway, that's what's been going on in my life. Have a great evening, guys.